Do you remember the cop that was being fucked by everyone at the police station? She was basically substituting as a train.
Yep, I remember.
Well, she's come out and said that she was groomed by fellow officers and plans to file a lawsuit. Keep in mind, she claims that her husband is still in complete support of her, and now she's saying that she was groomed by fellow officers. I don't know how that's possible. I don't think she understands what the word groomed means. She might not look like it, but that is actually a grown woman. I mean, you can't just be a cop and not be a grown adult.
Yeah, I don't really understand this whole thing about her being groomed into actually fucking them all. Like, that doesn't make any real sense to me. Like, that, okay, you know,
what's she going to sue him for?
Maybe one of them said, "Oh, you fuck these three. If you don't fuck me as well, I'll let your husband know that you fucked him," or something. Maybe that's as far as it went. But in regards to actually being groomed into sleeping with all of them, I don't really understand that. I think that she's just a bit of a slut.
Yeah, I think she's just a slut. And I mean, like, what's your lawsuit gonna be? Your Honor, I sucked a lot of dick. They need to go to jail. Well, let's find out. So the former Tennessee police officer who was forced off department in disgrace after it was discovered she had slept with over 60% of the force. Fucking hell.
That's not something that you get groomed into. I'm sorry. That's a decision that you've made. That is a clear decision.
Oh my God. Anyway, she slept with over 60% of the force, has filed an Equal Employment Opportunity Commission complaint against the city she once protected. Hey, just based off this photo, it looks like everyone of every color was getting a go of that. So I think it was pretty fucking equal.
And she's only putting this lawsuit out now that it's all been found out and discovered. Like, was she going to do this without the discovery of the fact that she slept with all of these people?
Of course not. Megan Hall, who became internationally known earlier this year for her outrageous sex scandal, claims the hostile working conditions at La Vegrene, have you pronounced that, police department, led her to eventually sleep with multiple men at the department. That is such bullshit. You just wanted to be railed by everyone. Just say that. And now Hall claims that several of her supervisors groomed her and utilized her sexually without her consent. So she's saying it was rape. She's saying that over 60% of the people were raping her on the reg.
And this is only coming out now. She never made a claim about this before it actually went viral.
No, again, no, she was happy with the...
Yep.
The former officer also claims that the chief of the police department, Chip Davis, was condoning such grooming. Oh, bro, you just killed, dude. No one is going to want to bar with you after this. When people go through your employment history, it's going to be bad enough for the multiple railings. But when they see that you came out and said that the chief of police was supporting your sexual assault against you, which you're claiming, yeah, you're fucked. Well, you were, but now you're not going to, no, you just screwed yourself there, man. That's
really bad.
You just done yourself bad. Additionally, Hall claimed that Davis asked her to dance for him in his office. Okay, that might be true, maybe, but still, like you said, she didn't seem to have a problem with any of this up until it all came out.
But also, too, how do we know the context of why he asked her to dance? Maybe she was already flirting with him and maybe already even sleeping with him to the point where he's like, hey, give us a little dance. Give us a lap dance. You look cute in your uniform. Like, we don't know the context of that. It's just a blanket statement that's being thrown out there that this is what he said and why, like, there's no allegation of why he was saying it. It was just, this is what he said and this is why he groomed me. I don't believe it for a second, personally.
I think it might be true, but I think it was what you said. They were probably already fucking and he said, dance, just, give us a dance. Yeah. That I could see being true. According to WSMW, a third-party investigation revealed that Davis potentially violated federal law by not reporting sexual misconduct. Okay, that could be a point, though. If he knew that the whole station was fucking her, I don't know what they were supposed to do, but I can see how that could have been a thing. You're supposed to report that. But if it's consensual...
But why didn't she report that? Why didn't she report that she was being raped? because that's what she's allegedly saying now.
Yeah, and she's a cop. She'd probably be the first one to know how to report it. Yeah, it's all just bullshit. So Hall went on to complain that female officers at the department were treated as sexual objects and targets for verbal and physical harassment. If that was true, right now is when all those female cops would come out and say, no, this actually happened. The fact that no one is backing her up on this, it's one of those times where silence actually speaks louder.
Yep.
I think a whole city is disappointed with the situation, said the mayor, who championed the complainant and was the first to report the misconduct to the city HR. The police department is held to a higher standard, and so I don't think it falls on any one member of this board. I think we need to make sure we are setting policies and procedure that lift our city and our officers up and give them the tools, what they need to do, to what they're supposed to do, as well as training so they are aware of what's allowable and what's not, what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. Look, I think it's very fucking clear. You should know that you probably shouldn't be fucking a married woman at the place where you both work.
She's just Me Tooing them. She really is just Me Tooing them. It's like, again, the first time, like, she fucked 60% of the people. Over 60% of the people that worked at this cop shop. Like, I don't think that you would let it get that far. After the first graping session, I would think that you would then report that before one of the other cops then grooms you to grape you. Like, I just can't buy into this story. It has only gone to this point now because it did go viral. The story went viral and everybody started calling her an absolute slut and all of this kind of thing, and she didn't like it. And neither did her husband. And I just see it as this is what is now coming out now as a result of the story going viral, not based on the actual things that happened. I don't believe it. The truth will come out in this. Like, if she's filing a lawsuit, then it's obviously going to be going higher up. It's going to be going to court, whatever the case may be. Now, if it doesn't go to that point and she settles out of court or whatever the case may be with that, well, then that then takes away the legitimacy of her story and her claim. So she better take this all the way. And I hope that the guys that are actually involved with this, if it wasn't actually graping, if it was actually like, her coming on to them and all of this sort of, thing, I hope that truth comes out and it just reveals once again, a bit like the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp story, that you don't believe all women just based on their baseless claims. If somebody was legitimately harmed and sexually assaulted and all of that sort of thing, that's a bad thing. And whoever did those actions should be definitely locked up and all of that. I'm not saying that. But based on the fact that this story came out the way it did, and now we're getting the grooming story and we're getting the raping story, that's where I'm like, okay, nah, I don't believe it. I don't buy it. Why didn't that part of the story come out first? Why did it actually come out that she's slept with 60% of the station as opposed to, I was raped by 60% of the station? And I know that I've used raped and raped, so I'm sorry. But
you also said coming out, which is quite funny in this context.
Yeah.
Now, I do agree, but let's not forget that, none of these are good people. They're either cheaters or they're fucking a married woman. So there are no heroes in this story. She's lying through her teeth, I reckon. But this whole cop station is kind of fucking minging.
You can't 100% say that because, okay, so if let's say one of these cops is a single guy and yeah, okay, she's a married woman and everything, but she's coming on to you. Not a lot of dudes are going to say no. They're going to be like, I'm not cheating. She's the one that's cheating.
True. That is true. But they all knew that she was married and they're making a decision to fuck a married woman. And they're supposed, like their mayor said down here, they're supposed to be held to a higher standard. Now, keep in mind, this is their personal life. This doesn't actually affect their job. But still, it's a bit on the, I don't know about that side of things. I
just
can't for
think-
certain say that I would have said no. I probably wouldn't have said no. I probably would have been like, yeah, it's not me that's cheating. But still, it's not exactly the most moral thing.
100%. I just think I don't understand why this claim and this allegation and her suing them now is coming out now. It doesn't make any sense in the timeline of the actual story. And I think
because if
she's-
she didn't get caught, if this all didn't come out, she would still be happily being tag teamed in the locker room as we speak.
Probably.
Well, we'll find out what happens with her later.
Yep. We'll get more of this story in the future. No doubt.